Good morning. Yes, thank you very much. It's raining, but sometimes good to have rain. Recently, my children told me I'm a very negative person. That's a very interesting statement because I always try to be positive. However, according to my children, they told me I'm a very negative person. So what they thought, about negative is do not watch TV, do not do internet gaming. So don't, yes. So that part for them very negative. Yeah. But I thought this is very interesting. No matter how I try to be positive, but there must be some negative energy. So that one I cannot deny. So the balance is very important. So too much positive is also good. So if I try to pursue only positive part, yes, that is no good. That is too extreme. So what I need is more negative and positive, not too much. So the middle part is very important. So today we want to read page 56, the one-page missive. The one-page missive, it's called Ishi Koshozoku in Japanese. And the missive is a very difficult word to mean letter. So missive, why the translator Reverend Hara chose to use a missive? The word, original word is old Japanese to mean letter. So nowadays, what do you call letter in Japanese? Tegami, yes. So nowadays, we call letter tegami. So tegami is a Japanese, right? And the kanji, two characters to mean a letter, indicate that te is hand. And gami or kami is paper. So this is very interesting. So tegami indicates that a paper written by handwriting. That means letter. But this in China means toilet paper. Because we use a hand. Yeah? So the same character paper actually in China means toilet paper. But in Japan, the tegami, the hand paper means a letter. Then what do they call a letter in China? It's be called one word. Shin in Japanese. So this shin means a letter in China. So shin in Japanese means like face. So that is a letter in China, and in Japan, a letter is written as hand paper. It doesn't mean toilet paper. Then what do we call toilet paper? We say toilet paper. English word is the same, yeah, toilet paper. Then, oh, sorry. Over here, page 15.6. What kind of Japanese was used to mean a letter is very unusual word. That is, we call shosoku. Shosoku. That was meaning of a letter, shosoku. And this letter is a very short letter. So we call it, the ko is small, the small letter. And then this letter was written in a one paper, in one page. So that's why we call this letter Ishi Koshozoku, a short letter written on one page. So that is translated to the one page missive. Then what is the meaning of shosoku? What does kanji sho means and soku means? That's very interesting because sho means delete. That's the meaning of sho. And on the other side, other hand, it means the breath. So in Hawaiian language, we call ha. So delete and ha is a literal meaning of shosoku. Then what is delete? And delete or extinguish means that die. And soku, the breath, indicates that living or live. So shosoku, die or live, indicates that this is what we want to know about letter. Why we write a letter in old days is because we want to know the person who received a letter is good. See, that we want to know. So the shosoku indicates that the letter was originally to ask whether he's fine or whether she's fine or not. So dead or living. That is the meaning of shosoku. So nowadays we don't use shosoku to mean a letter, but the old days shosoku was very important. And Honen Shonin age, I mean Honen Shonin times, about 13th century, 12th century to 13th century, the Honen Shonin wrote lots of letters to the disciples who lived far from him. And he was asking whether he's good or not. But mostly, Honen Shonin's letter is important teaching. That's why we read, daily basis. But so far, I haven't read out the Sunday service, but this may be a good chance to read, the Honen Shonin's letter, the authentic letter. It really existed. Letter to the priest called Kurodani Shonin. So Kurodani Shonin is, we have some opinions that who is, Kuroda no Hijiri, yeah? Kuroda Hijiri, who is a Kuroda, Reverend Kuroda. So I don't say at this time, but there are some opinions. Who was a Kuroda? And one of the opinions that the Kuroda was Chogen. Chogen is a re-established the Todaiji Temple. Todaiji Temple had a big, huge, the largest, Buddha statue in the world. And this temple was burned by during the wartime, like 11th century, by Shigehira Taira. And then Chogen was a person who rebuilt the Todaiji Temple, the huge Buddhist temple of the Buddha statue. So anyway, the letter to Kuroda no Hijiri. So let me read. Ishi Koshosoku, literally a short letter in one page, is a personal missive written to a disciple known only as Kuroda Shonin, the priest Kuroda, and falls under the category of Gohogo. writings and sayings by Honen Shonin. Like Ichimai Kishomon, the One-Shi Testament, Ishi Koshosoku is read in daily services in Japan. Here, Honen Shonin offers an emotional perspective of his own experiences of the efficacy of Nembutsu practice. Then the letter starts. When consider living beings, in Amida Buddha's pure life of ultimate. So when at the time of age of Dharma, the declining age of Dharma, the later age of Dharma, this is one of the very important concept of time, Buddhist time. The concept of Buddhist time is nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And everything is changing. Everything is gone. That is the Buddhist concept of time. So the Buddha's disciples thought time, the first 1,000 years after Shakyamuni Buddha's death, the first 1,000 years after Shakyamuni Buddha's death, the teaching still remains. The Buddha teaching remains, and during the 1,000 years, there are priests or those who practice. So there are people who follow the Buddha's teaching. And at the same time, during 1,000 years, there are people who attain the goal, who attain the satori or enlightenment. So we call it sho, gyo, and kyo, gyo, sho. The teaching, people, and enlightenment. Should be during 1,000 years. Then next 1,000 years, because nothing is permanent, shogyo mujo. So next 1,000 years, there are still teachings. There are still teachings of Buddhism. What Buddha taught still remain. And there are people who practice Buddhism. However, during the next 1,000 years, there are no people who got enlightenment. That's the idea. So no people, no enlightenment. And then, after 2,000 years since Shakyamuni Buddha death, the next year age is 10,000 years. That we call Mappo, or later Dharma, or we call declining Dharma. So this is Mappo, the age of ending. So we can call it ending. So this is like Christianity eschatology is the age of ending. So this is kind of same. After 2,000 years, so many years after Shakyamuni Buddha death, so many things are lost. The only teaching, Buddha's teaching remain. And there are no people who can practice. There is no people who get enlightenment. That's the idea of later Dharma. So during Honen Shonin time, the 1051 is the age when entered the declining Dharma age. So people so confused and worried about, oh, there must be no salvation because only teaching remain, and for people, no way to be saved. So that's the age that Honen Shonin did. So that's why the teaching is very easy for everyone. And the practice need to be very easy. But that is the 3 times of Buddhist concept. So the first age, 1,000 years, is called Shobo. Shobo is a right Dharma, the age of right Dharma. And next is Zobo. Zobo is a reflection Dharma. There are teaching, practice, but no enlightenment. And the last age, the ending age, is Mappo. Is a ending Dharma or declining Dharma. Then what happened after 10,000 years is we call Hometsu, is a extinguishment of Dharma, no more Dharma. No more Dharma after 10,000 years. That we call Hometsu. That Dharma deleted. Dharma is deleted. No more Dharma is extinguished after 10,000 years. And that age is for me very interesting because history of Kawai Island is about 6 million years. And at the time when the island was born by volcano activity, the island was so huge. And it was way back, way around Hawaii Island right now. And it took 6 million years to move, every year, move a few inches. I would say 5 centimeters every year, because the plate is going to the west, to the Japan. That is the movement of Earth. So every year, 5 centimeters, a few inches, moving. But interesting, so long time ago, we thought, Japanese people thought, oh, so many millions years later, to Japan. That's true, because the plate is moving, and everything, all the islands go to the Japan, in the Pacific plate. That's true. However, what that's not true is the island is getting smaller and smaller. Island is getting smaller as we move forward a few centimeters. That means that the island is deleted, shaped by the wind, so getting smaller and smaller. So the brand new island is Hawaii Island. It's a huge because it's new. So the mountain is also high, like 4,000 meters, Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa. Then next big islands, the next biggest island is next door, the Maui Island. So the mountain and so the big island is new, the brand new, and the next old island, Hareakara, is 3,000 meters, and mountain is much lower to the newest. And then Kauai, the island is small, and the Nihau, small, and there are so many tiny islands. The width is getting smaller and smaller. And eventually, Kauai is gone. It says that after 2 million years, Kauai is completely gone in the ocean. And I calculated every year move 5 centimeters. 2 million years, Kauai should move 100 kilometers. 100 kilometers, then Kauai is gone. So the island is gone. And actually, our human being may be gone. That's the Earth, because Earth itself or universe itself is we have life. So declining of Dharma, Dharma is gone because that is a part of the universe, the truth, that's all. So nothing is permanent. According to nothing to permanent, Dharma is surely gone. The universe, the law of universe. Then how can we say, and Honen Shonin thought? Then next, we should not doubt the attainment of birth in Amida Buddha's pure land of ultimate bliss, even though we may hardly practice. So no matter how age of declining Dharma, we should not doubt. So very simple word, do not doubt, is very important. And one decision or 10 decision surface. So Hoden Shonin said that 1 or 10, actually 1 time and 10 times are a little different. However, Hoden Shonin indicates that it doesn't matter the numbers of Nembutsu. No doubt is important. So that's why he says that 1 or 10 or 100, it doesn't matter. What we need is no doubt to believe in Amida's salvation. Even those who are in an unfortunate state due to their past should have no doubts, for Shakyamuni Buddha proclaimed that Amida would never abandon us, no matter how deep the root of all our transgressions. Though much time has passed since the time of Shakyamuni, we should still have no doubts that living beings can be born into the Pure Land, even after the extinction of the Dharma. So why not now, in this time? We should not doubt, even if we ourselves are spiritually disadvantaged, or Master Shantao said, I myself am an ordinary person full of defilements. So this is a repetition of do not doubt, even though we may be sinful. So Honen Shonin repeat again, do not doubt. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So no need to worry. No need to be sinful. That everybody. Even the Master Shandao is a 5th century, 6th century, or 7th century Buddhist master Shandao. So right side over here we have picture of Master Shandao. Shandao is believed to be a manifestation of Amida Buddha. So he was received so much respect at the time. He was like Amida Buddha. But even Master Shandao said, I am Bombu. So the concept of Bombu, Bombu means ordinary person. So the kanji character Bon is ordinary, and Bu is actually man, and sometimes means husband. So Bombu is a concept of human being. What kind of human being are we? And Master Shandao said, we are just ordinary person, not a special person. We are just ordinary person. That's a concept of ordinary person. And even the ordinary person, this means that God, compared to Buddha, Almighty God, there are no difference. We are all human beings. As compared to perfect being, we are imperfect. So that realization of imperfect is that Master Shantao says that. I am called smart, Master Shantao, but as compared to Almighty Buddha, everybody is same, no difference. as compared to perfect being. So that is the realization of I am bakatare. I am a stupid being. So that truly, I think, realize that we reflect ourselves. We are really bakatare. And by the stupid being, we can accept anything. We can allow people, oh, because I'm bakatare, your fault is my fault. I understand. So that sense, and also if we realize I'm bakatare, I'm ordinary person, any good event, yes, any good event can be really easy. So that is the idea of Bonpu. So we are Bonpu. So don't worry, no difference. We are all human beings. That's the idea of Bonpu. And though there are many pure lands in the 10 directions, the reason we aspire to be born in Western Pure Land is that even those who have committed the 10 transgressions, 5 grievous crimes can be born there. So this is then why we aspire for Amida Buddha's Pure Land. Many Buddha lands, many Buddhas in the universe. And why we want to go to Amida Buddha land is because Amida Buddha land accepts anybody, even those who committed 5 grave sins and 10 transgressions. All the sinful people accept. That's why we should aspire. Then 10, what is 10 transgression? There are, we have the karma of body and words or speech and intention. So ten grave sins. 10 grave sins is killing living animals or living beings. And stealing, stealing somebody. Asset. And inappropriate sexual behavior is also one of the prohibited. And words we have, there are 3 kinds. Do not lie. So lie is actually one of the 10 transgressions. But lie, there are few kinds of lie, like to speak exaggeration, extremely using the beautiful words. And speaking ill of others. So do not speak ill of others. So speaking ill of others is also cannot. Speaking beautiful words, do not lie, and also deception, flattery. So flattery, flattery over here. Easy one, flattery, and indiscriminate speech. Oh, and insult. Yeah, speaking ill of others is insult. Do not insult. And slander. So slander is, I think, this way, oh, you're good, and this way, oh, you're good. Try to compliment is, I think, slander. And this, so 4 taboos were speech. And lacks intention. What is no good? What cannot is greedy, greed, and anger. And the last one is wrong view. That is one of the suggestions. The wrong is do not view rightly, but view or understand differently or wrongly. That is one of the transgressions. Wrong view, the opposite is shoken, is a right view. So Buddhism encourages right view is because wrong view is one of the transgressions. Cannot. It's very kind of source of bad things. The reason of bad thing is because wrong view. When we have a wrong view, as a result, we have a wrong result. This is very natural. If we have a wrong view, wrong direction, wrong outcome. So this is, as a matter of fact, wrong view is very good, very bad. So that is 10 transgressions. So the next page actually is the Juaku, the page 58. The 10 transgressions consist of killing, stealing, debauchery, deception, flattery, indiscriminate speech, insult, slander, coveting, anger, false views, wrong view, false view, yeah. That's 10. And another 5 grave offenses include killing one's father, killing one's mother, killing a saint, wounding the body of a Buddha, destroying the harmony of the Sangha. So that are 5 grave sins. So there are many sins, but these 5 are the gravest sins. And why gravest sin is that? So if we think of opposite, we understand it very good, right? So do not kill father means that respect your father. Yeah? Make father very important. So that is the opposite. Do not kill mother. Respect your mother. Respect your mother. Mother is the most important. So that's why you cannot ever kill mother. So that is 5 grave offenses. And do not kill a saint. Yeah, a saint is that something that we are very important. And wounding the body of a Buddha. So Buddha is, so cannot harm, cannot wound the Buddha. And the harmony, do not destroy the harmony of the Sangha, is the Sangha, harmony Sangha. Harmony of the Sangha is utmost important. Utmost is very important. That's why do not. Same is true. Wrong view. Right view is important. Do not greed. No greed is important. Anger. No anger is very important. So we can make it opposite. Then we understand what is important. So 5 transgressions and 10 transgressions and 5 grave. We know what are important for Buddhism. So, but even though who committed these sins, Amida Buddha accepted everybody to come. So that's why Amida Buddha is, we should aspire to be born. Of all the Buddha, the reason we take refuge in Amida Buddhas is that he will personally welcome us with even 3 or 5 Nembutsu restrictions. So even a small numbers of Nembutsu, Amida Buddha can come to welcome us at the time of death. Of all the practices, the reason we recite Nembutsu is that Amida directed us to pursue this practice in the original vow. So it is actually Amida Buddha want. Amida Buddha want. Please come. Is Amida Buddha's desire. So there to be no goals or many religions. But as for the specific goal, as for going to the Amida Buddha, as for going to the Christian heaven, as for going to the heaven of the Jewish, there are many ways and many goals, and it's up to us to which way we go. But of course, if we want to go to Amida Buddha's place, we should follow or Amida Buddha's offer. So this sentence that if we now aspire to be born in Amida Buddha's land, if you are not aspire to be born, you don't need to follow. That's of course. But if you aspire to be born in Amida Buddha land, we should not doubt its accomplishment, Amida Buddha. To be embraced by the original vow depends on our entrusting mind, Shinjin. We have received this human form, which is difficult to receive. We have encountered the original vows, which are difficult to encounter. We have awakened to the cultivated mind, which is difficult to awaken. So, to be born as a human is originally very difficult. It's hard, but we are now born. And also, to be born, to meet Buddhist teaching, to encounter Buddhist teaching is more hard. And then, among the Buddhist teaching, to meet Amida Buddha's salvation, the original vow or blessing, that's more hard. But now we have a chance. We have met this teaching. We have separated ourselves from the cycle of birth and death, which is difficult to part from. To be born in the Pure Land, which is difficult to be born into, is a happiness of happiness. So happiness of happiness is that to aspire for Amida Buddha's Pure Land, to meet Amida Buddha's blessing, embrace is happiness of happiness. So if we don't meet Amida Buddha, we repeat birth and death. So that is a cycle of birth and death, reincarnation, reincarnation. We keep going birth and death if we don't meet Amida Buddha. But once we meet the goal to be born Amida Buddha, we can transcend to the cycle of life and death. So that's what it says, is happiness of happiness. Happiness of the utmost happiness is that to transcend from the repetition of birth and death. To transcend from reincarnation is the happiness of the happiness. As for the wrongdoings, even those who have committed the 10 transgressions and 5 grievous crimes, have faith that they will be born into Pure Land. Then think how much more so for those who have not committed even the smaller transgressions. So even the bad guys, the sinful people can be born. Then we should remember that we try not to do the small grave, and we are right to be born in Amida Buddha land. If such transgressions can gain birth in the Pure Land, how much more so can a good person? So that is, even though the transgressions people can gain birth, then how much more can a good person? So that encourages that we try to be good. Yeah, we try to be good, and we have a higher goal to be good, not the lower goal. By having a higher goal, we can keep to be good. If we believe that 1 or 10 recitations of Nembutsu are not in vain, then we should practice ceaselessly. If we believe that 1 or 10 recitations of Nembutsu are not in vain, we should practice ceaselessly. If we can be born in the Pure Land through one recitation, how much more so for many recitations? So this is, I understand, Honen Shonin always encourage us to have a higher goal. Even though it's okay, one or small effort is okay, but having a much higher goals, then we can be improved. We can be improved. So that is Honen Shonin encourage. This is encouragement. Since Amida Buddha fulfilled his words that he would not attain enlightenment until all beings who aspire to be born in his land are born there, and is indeed now in the Pure Land. Therefore, Amida will surely come to receive us at the determined time of our death. So, since Amida Buddha fulfilled his words that he would not attain enlightenment until all beings who aspire to be born in his Pure Land are born there. So, Amida Buddha, that is promise, we call it original birth. Amida Buddha bowed. But now, Amida Buddha fulfilled his vows and he's Buddha already. That means that his vows are true. It's not wrong. So that is the logic. Buddha bowed and he is now fulfilled the vow. So that means the content of vows have to be true. Shakyamuni Buddha declared, excellent. Abide by my teaching and leave the cycle of birth and death behind. All the Buddhas in the 6 directions proclaim, this is joyous. Trust that we have witnessed this and be truly happy that you will be born in non-retrogressive Pure Land. So this is written as in the Amida Sutra. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattva comment Amida Buddha is so excellent. This is joyous. Trust that we have witnessed this and be truly happy that you will be born in non-retrogressive Pure Land. Revere the heavens, bow to the earth, and rejoice in having encountered the original vow of Amida Buddha. You shall be rewarded by the grace of Amida Buddha for practicing Nembutsu, whether you are walking, standing, sitting, or lying down. We rely with utmost sincerity on this because Amida says that all who recite Nembutsu even 10 times shall be welcome. We trust this with utmost sincerity because Shantao taught in his hymns in praise of Pure Land verse that all who practice Nembutsu will surely born in the Pure Land. So this is according to my experience. When I had a training, 21 days training, last trainings, and at the end of the ending ceremony of ordination on the 21st day, during that time, from morning to sleep, every day, no, not every day, I mean every day, every moment, chanting Amida Buddha name. All I do is Buddha name, Namo Amida, Namo Amida, 21st days. For me, it was sure, true. Amida Buddha, revere the heavens, bow to the earth, and rejoice in having encountered original vow. Oh, that's the Amida Buddha's original vow. Amida Buddha is true, because I was so devoted myself to calling Amida Buddha name again and again. And this is, as my experience, that's true. Amida Buddha, I met and I rejoice in meeting Amida Buddha's place. So, because I think that was no doubt, it was no doubt, and I just kept doing naming from morning, early morning to night, only doing again and again. Kind of mind control from outside, but this is the what it says, no doubt. If we have no doubt, we can be very happy. So rejoice the heavens, bow to the earth, and rejoice in having encountered the original vow of Amida Buddha. You shall be rewarded by the grace of Amida Buddha for practicing Nembutsu, whether you are walking, standing, sitting, or lying down. We rely with utmost sincerity on this because Amida Buddha said, so Amida Buddha says that all who recite Nembutsu, even 10 times shall be welcome. We trust this with utmost sincerity because that all who practice Nembutsu will surely born in Amida Buddha. So that was, I thought it was great, very appreciated. I thought of my parents because I was able to enter the training because I was doing the, is all thanks to my parents. And I don't need to worry about, earning income, working. I can just concentrate on training because of the parents and other friends, all the people. So that was a feeling of gratitude. It naturally appeared. Sorry. Okay, so today we did this. Okay, sorry, page 14, 三部条. Shaka Nyorai Yuno Joji Nyorai We reverently call upon Abhida Buddha, the world honored one, to enter this sacred place. We reverently call upon Shakyamuni Tathagata, the enlightened one, to enter this sacred place. We reverently call upon the Tathagatas of the 10 directions to enter this sacred place. The harmful actions I have done in the past are all derived from my inherent greed, anger, and delusion. Born of my conduct version thoughts, I now repent them all. Your name. Namu Ami Namu Namu Ami Namu Namu Ami Namu Ami The answer first, profound and wondrous Dharma, even after 100,000 million years, is difficult to encounter. We now here receive and uphold. May we understand the true message of the Tathagata. Page 56, the one page missing. When considering the capacity of living beings in the later age of the Dharma, we should not doubt the attainment of birth in Amida Buddha's pure land of ultimate bliss, even though we may hardly practice. One restriction or 10 restrictions suffice. Even though we were in an unfortunate state due to their past, should have no doubts, for Shakyamuni Buddha proclaimed that Amida would never abandon us, no matter how deep the roots of all our transgressions. Though much time has passed since the time of Shakyamuni, we should still have no doubts that living beings can be born into the pure, even after the extinction of Dhamma. So why not now in this time? We should not doubt even if ourselves are spiritually disadvantaged, for Master Shantar said, I myself am an ordinary person full of defilements. Though there are many pure lands in the 10 directions, the reason we aspire to be born in the Western Pure Land of Amida Buddha is that even those who have committed the 10 transgressions and the 5 grievous crimes can be born there. Of all the Buddhas, the reason we take refuge in Amida Buddha is that he will personally welcome us to the pure, with even 3 or 5 named restrictions. Of all the practices, the reason we decide the Nembutsu is that Amida directed us to pursue this practice in the original vow. If we now aspire to be born in Amida, the Pure Land, through the original vow, then we should not doubt its accomplishment. To be embraced by the original vow depends on our entrusting mind.
we have received this human form, which is difficult to receive. We have encountered the original vows, which are difficult to encounter. We have awakened to the cultivated mind, which is difficult to awaken. We have separated ourselves from the cycle of birth and death, which is difficult to part from. To be born into the pure land, which is difficult to be born into, is happiness of happiness. As for the wrongdoings, even those who have committed the 10 transgressions and the 5 grievous crimes have faith that they will be born in the pure land. Then think how much more so for those who have not committed even the smallest transgression. If such transgressions can gain birth in the pure land, how much more so can a good person? If we believe that the 1 or 10 restrictions of Nembutsu are not in vain, then we should practice ceaselessly. If we can be born in the pure land through 1 restriction, how much more so for many restrictions? Since Amida fulfilled his vows, and he would not attain enlightenment until all beings who aspire to be born are born there, and is indeed now is in the pure light. Therefore, Amida will surely come to receive us at the determined time of our death. Shakyamuni Buddha declared, "Excellent, abide by my teaching and leave the cycle of birth and death behind." All the Buddhas in the 6 directions proclaim, "This is joyous. Trust that we have witnessed this, and be truly happy that you will be born in the non-retrogressive pure. Revere the heavens, bow to the earth, and rejoice in having encountered the original vow of Amida Buddha. You shall be rewarded by the grace of Amida Buddha for practicing Nembutsu, whether you are walking, standing, sitting, or lying down. We rely with utmost sincerity on this because Amida says that all who recite Nembutsu even 10 times shall be welcome. We trust this with utmost sincerity because Chantal taught in his hymns in praise of Pure Land birth that all who practice Nembutsu will surely be born in the Pure Land. Page 23, Honzei. Amida Buddha's original vows are the essential gate to the ultimate bliss. May this merit be transferred equally to enable us to immediately attain birth in the pure. Namu Amida Bu, 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 Namu Amida Bu. Namu Amida Bu, Namu Amida Bu. Page 24, Shoyakumo. 光明返上一本世界念仏修上天修福者 The infinite light of Amida Buddha illuminates the 10 directions of the world, and all who call upon his name shall be received and never abandoned. Namu page 62, let's call the dedication of merit. I revere the king of the great compassionate vows, Amida Buddha, the dispatcher and founder of the teaching Shakyamuni Buddha, all the Buddhas and many other sons of the Ganges in the six directions, Kannon, Seishi, all the great bodhisattvas, the world assemblies of pure ultimate bliss, the beings of pure and great ocean, and the three treasures and great compassion. May there be harmony below the heavens, with the sun and the moon shining brightly. May the wind and rain be timely, and disasters and calamity not arise. May nations be bountiful, people safe, and armies and weapons not be used. Let us revere virtue and humility, and cultivate respect and humility. Our High Patriarch Komyo, the Great Master Shandao, our founder, the Great Master Henko, Dozen, Eisho, Bukaku Jikyo, Meisho, Wajun, Hori, Daishi, Hori, Meisho. The second Patriarch, National Teacher, Daisho, Shoji, Shoko, Shoji. The third Patriarch, the Recording and Meditation Master, Kishu, Gyochu, Shoji. The light of transmitting the pure land of the three countries, and all the great patriarchs by realizing the compassionate blessing. The founding master of our temple, the restorer, and all the priests who serve this temple with a Fugen practice will achieve perfect enlightenment. My prayers to my teachers and ministers, to my father and mother, to all the temple members, donors, and all living beings with whom I have karmic connections. May all those who are living experience joy, prosperity, and longevity without limit. May those who have died escape from suffering, and transcend to be born into the pure. We pray for the peace and stability of our temple and for complete affinity with the past. May we be completely free of hindrances and cultivate our practice of the Buddhist prayers. Since the founding of this temple, to all the members, the daily and monthly memorial tablets, the recently deceased, those in the intermediate state of existence, and to all spirits, may we cultivate virtues so that they may be enlightened. We vow hereon with the virtues accumulated from this place of practice to transfer our merit to our beloved one for their happiness and achievement of enlightenment. Page 26. 26. そういこう。願にしくどくよのせいさいどくごだいしおどんなおく。We aspire for these merits and virtues to be equally bestowed upon all, and may we together develop the aspiration for enlightenment to achieve birth in the pure land of peace and bliss. 10年。ナムアミダムナムアミダムナムアミダムナムアミダナムアミダムナムアミダムナムアミダムナムアミダナムアミダムシナムアミダ。 Whatever innumerable sentient beings are, I honestly vow to enlighten them all. However inexhaustible delusions are, I honestly vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Buddha's teachings are, I honestly vow to comprehend them all. However incomparable enlightenment is, I honestly vow to attain it by all means. I sincerely wish to share the blessing with all beings. Together we are born into the pure of ultimate bliss to achieve the way of the Buddha. Thank you all. May we now call upon all the Buddhas to return to their lands. We offer incense and flowers in appreciation to send them home. We ask for your compassionate guidance and protection. May those who have gone before us to encourage us to attain birth in the kingdom. June.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry for long service, long time. What I want to say is very, one word, but it took a long time, so sorry. Thank you very much for your time, yes, for the service.